But we have a few plants that are so bright and so amazing, we might need to put our sunglasses on.
Hey, you found us. My name is Art.
My name is Kendahl.
And we are here to talk about
Plants.
Of course.
Oh, we have some great plants today. This is a clue. It's turned hot, Art. Really hot.
Here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun. So it is really, it's summertime. It's hot. Bring it on.
No doubt.
Bring it on. There are plants, so many amazing plants out there that love the heat. I mean, the hotter the better. They just seem to thrive and just get huge and just...
Well, we can't see all of them.
No.
You're just going to select a few.
Yes.
Because we won't even look at them, but some of the ones that I think perform absolutely amazing would be like lantana.
Oh, yes.
In the sun.
Wonderful plant. Portulaca, another good one too.
Right.
Just bring it on.
Vinca.
Vinca. Crepe myrtles for a small ornamental tree.
How about sun patience?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
They are wonderful. That was just
a miracle.
It is. It's a wonderful thing, and they just perform and keep blooming, and they just don't seem to care how hot it gets. So it is getting hot, but we have a few plants that are so bright and so amazing, we might need to put our sunglasses on. This is an Aralia, Sun King. This was the perennial plant of the year for 2020. Just an amazing, fantastic perennial. So this one will go fully dormant, fully down to the ground once we get a frost.
But it is perennial.
It is perennial. A long-lived, very reliable perennial. And
how big will this get?
That's the best part. In one season, this guy will emerge from the ground and grow about 3 to 4 foot. Big, beautiful leaves. Almost looks tropical.
So don't let this fool you.
Oh, no.
When you buy it in the nice 1 gallon size.
Give him. He's going to want some room in the landscape for sure. Has just a look at me kind of feel about him.
Right?
He's just
Sun King.
Sun King. He would prefer to be shaded from the hot afternoon sun. He'll get some small white flowers here very soon in the summer, and then pretty little black berries on them followed after that. But
so when you see typically yellow leaves, doesn't that normally mean it doesn't want full strength sun all the time?
Traditionally, yes, but we may debunk that here in just one moment with our next friend that we're going to share. Oh, it's that time.
Yeah. Very nice.
Rooted in very nicely. This is a great plant in the landscape. Very striking in the shady part of the property. Really lovely. And architecturally, look at that. I mean, that's just, it's beautiful.
How woody will the stems get?
Fairly woody, considering, I mean, it has one season to get there. So I just planted some. This is our first year growing it here at the farm, and I'm so excited we're growing this.
No flowers to speak of.
It will have some small white flowers here coming up soon in just a few weeks, and followed by blackberries.
But it's not really known for that.
No. This is the pretty part. I mean, that's just lovely, and it just gets bigger and better. The hotter we get, it just grows like crazy. Just a great plant. I love it.
Me too.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Beautiful in property. So you mentioned gold leaf plants preferring a little more shade, but awesome plant, Sunshine Ligustrum, as by his name, looks just like a giant bush of sunshine, but he performs beautifully with this golden, tremendous foliage in full sun. Isn't that tremendous?
It's pretty odd.
Isn't that great, though?
It does not look like a ligustrum.
It does not at all look like a ligustrum. So it's a Chinese ligustrum, Ligustrum sinense. Smaller leaves, but it is evergreen here in our area. And it'll grow on average about 3 to 6 foot tall and wide. But man, I mean, there's no burned foliage on this.
None whatsoever.
And we have had some good, wonderful, hot, sunny days out here at the farm. Isn't it beautiful?
It really is. I really enjoy the plants that the more you look at it, the more there is to see.
Yes.
And this is certainly one where it's not variegated, but there is the color gradation. When you look deep inside, it's a darker green.
You see more green because it's
so
shaded.
If this was in shade, it would tend to be darker.
Yes, it would. It would go more green. Yes. As a lot of plants would. Red leaf plants will kind of go green too in the shade, but I just think that is just a brilliant in the landscape.
Mature size on this?
About 3 to 6. There's a lot of variance in there.
That is a big range.
Yeah, depending on where,
You're talking the breadth.
Yes, 3 to 6, both 3 to 6 high and wide. Yep, very, very lovely plant. And again, I mean,
it really just needs pruning to keep it in shape.
Yes.
Not really for much else.
So golden-leaved plants, I think there's just a great place for them in any landscape. I mean, they just kind of jump out and say, hey, here I am, over here. Just wonderful. Really, really like them a lot. They really, your eye is just drawn right to them in the landscape, and I like them. Would I want an entire landscape of golden foliage plants?
So we got Sun King and Sunshine.
Yes, Sun King and Sunshine. And we have one more for the sun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
So this is
Knockout.
Knockout Rose.
Sunny Knockout.
Sunny Knockout Rose. And that is not fragrant me that you're smelling. That is this wonderful knockout. Isn't that nice? I like how it's a yellow bud and it opens up to this soft, pale yellow flower. Really nice.
It is not the strongest knockout.
It is not. You see so many red knockout roses and they're beautiful.
That's right.
And pink knockout roses and they're beautiful. But Mr. Sunny here, I mean, when he hit the market, that was a big deal. The first yellow knockout rose.
Plus it's fragrant. To me, that's
kind of the knockout part of it. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, we love that about roses.
We've got Sun King, Sunshine,
and Sunny. Yes.
Nice.
It's a day for the sun as we go into this wonderful, wonderful hot weather.
Let's see what's wall-worthy. Now, that's been on the wall.
Okay.
So obviously it's wall-worthy.
This is This is an important tool right now. It is hot outside, and we need to remember to water our plants.
Why such a long one?
You know, really just
for the reach.
More for the reach and just for convenience when you're watering out in your yard. And you can kind of hone in on each individual plant. But I love a watering wand in my yard just to get it done, hit the plants that specifically need water, because not everything needs to be watered exactly the same way. But this is an important thing to remember this time of year. Perfectly good to plant this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year should not be on the wall.
No, this should be utilized frequently. That's right. Attached to the end of a hose, absolutely.
No doubt.
Just a reminder to just get out there and water the plants.
Do you have a brand recommendation?
No, I do not. Just please water. I think that's a brand.
This is Dram.
Yeah, that's the important thing is water. Water some more. Sun, water. So the hotter it gets, then the more we just need to keep an eye on the plants. Not necessarily watering every day, but keeping an eye on them.
This is one of our newer films that we've released at PLANTPOP.
Okay.
And so this is by filmmaker Nick Castronueva,
who
hasn't made a film for us in a couple years.
Oh.
But he's made some pretty good ones. And this is about a lovely young lady who is all into houseplants. She loves it.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I think you're really going to like what she has to say. Let's check it out.
Okay.
So then a year later, I saw this cute little plant and I was like, I bet I could keep that alive. So I bought it. You know, I did a lot of research on it and somehow it managed to actually not only live, but to grow. And so I thought, yeah, I could do this. And from there, I just went a little crazy. I don't know, I fell in love. And it only takes one. It's always the pothos, I swear, because they're so easy to take care of. And so they give you like this confidence. And then next thing you know, you're buying every plant you come across. I've met quite a few people this past year through plants, just them asking about, you know, my plant, what I do, how I take care of it, vice versa, or even me purchasing plants from other people. I have, of course, the Instagram where I connect with people. I'm in various local groups where I can talk to people, and while they're very popular, not everyone loves them. So it's kind of rare that you would have like friends who you could be like, oh my God, look, my plant grew a new leaf. You know, you bring these house plants into your home and you make one wrong move and they're gone. They die, they're out of here. Versus you see these plants in nature where it doesn't always rain, it's not always the best environment, and yet they thrive. And I feel like it gives you a lot of respect for the earth and what nature can do on its own when left alone, and how resilient some things can be. I have this fiddle leaf over here, and they're known for being finicky plants. You know, like people have a hard time keeping them alive. They drop their leaves, they turn brown, and yet you go to Florida and they're literal whole trees, and no one's watered them, no one's taking care of them. They're just thriving in their natural environment. I mean, it makes me realize that, you know, some things should be left alone. Some things should be left where they are to thrive and do their own thing.
So that film is 5 minutes long, and I took just a few excerpts.
Okay.
So my apologies to the filmmakers, because that's not their final product. It's better.
But folks can check this out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Go online to plantpop.com. We're on YouTube. There will be a link at the end of this video, as well as in the description below.
I want to see more.
You can see that one.
That was wonderful.
So she's in no way an expert. She just is an amateur, meaning, which is the root is you do it because of love. Mm-hmm. And she speaks to how she fell in love with plants. I knew that you would like that last thing that she said, because it kind of echoes what you say a lot of times, is there's no such thing as a houseplant. Right.
And that plants have been getting along for millions of years without us. So she is, I mean, spot on. What an amazing observation for, I mean, she just fell in love with plants and just started putting them in her home. And I loved how she was just keep filling up her arms as she went through that garden center shop. But wonderful observation, and how plants in containers are basically stuck. They're dependent on whatever we give them. I mean, in the ground, a little different. The roots can grow out and seek nutrients and water, but when we're in a container, we're dependent on whoever is taking care of us. So in our home, but that was awesome. I like her a lot. I'd like to meet her. I'd like to kind of hang out with her.
That's what I really love. That's one of the things I really love about Plant Pop, is that I felt like I did meet her.
Yes.
And she's in Texas, and I would never meet her. And to me, like, she speaks to meeting people on Facebook and on Pinterest. And to me personally, that's fake. Like, I don't meet people. I would never, there's no relationship there. I don't connect. I can't.
Right.
Now, I'm not discounting that some people can.
Right.
So, but for me to see her, and it's one-sided, I admit that. But I feel like I know her. And it delights me. I'm delighted that we're able to make films like that. And I wanted to make more. Like every week, I want to see a new film about somebody, and you get to hear their perspective.
Oh, an amazing perspective. And how many people just like her are just entranced with this world of plants. I mean, you and I
feel like what she does, in that when I go to church or I go to other places where I have friends, and we're not going to talk about plants.
Right.
They want to talk about football or how are your kids, and all these other things that are perfectly valid, or other interests. And I thought it was interesting, she said, even though plants are really popular right now, not everybody loves them. So everybody wants to have them around, but not everybody is, just her friends that buy, the Sunshine Ligustrum aren't going to want to talk about the Sunshine Ligustrum they bought.
Right.
And she does. What's your take on that?
I feel like she and I were joined at birth, and she went to Texas and I came to Virginia. I mean, that was amazing. It's her take on plants is it's very refreshing. And it just made me happy. It made me feel good, because her enthusiasm was contagious. I mean, just makes me want to go shopping tonight and buy some more plants.
What did you think of the little store that she went in?
I loved that.
I thought it looked way cooler on the outside than when it actually got inside.
Yeah, I was looking for
it. Seemed very much like 4 walls and a shelf right up against the wall. But, and the idea that there's all these little garden shops that have no outdoor plants at all.
Right.
It's like a decoration shop. So it's not that I'm upset about that, but it's like, that's only half of growth. I mean, you call grow. And when you saw her on her patio out back, that last shot, there was one little plant and looked like maybe she had lettuce.
Yes. I did feel like there was a little bit of a disconnect.
Yeah. She just needs to grow.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes. When I go to a shopping center, and there's lots of wonderful, amazing stores, but I guess I just don't expect to see, maybe this is just me, I just don't expect to see a plant shop, like in a strip shopping center. I need that outside experience.
I think it's really cool, but it does perplex me a little bit.
It does.
Maybe it's just like if you went to
a bigger city,
a shoe store, you might not be surprised that it's only running shoes. Because it's a running shoe store.
Yes.
Whereas for me, I would want to see all kinds of shoes.
That's true. That's true. But granted, we work on a huge farm, and we are just surrounded by plants. I mean, just thousands of plants every day.
Yeah.
But in a building...
But I'll admit that I am largely ignorant of a lot of the indoor plants because I'm so biased towards the farm side. But I love seeing that kindred spirit. It's like if you went to a church. It's a totally different denomination, but it's the same God,
right.
Same Creator, same Jesus that you're worshiping.
Yes.
It's kind of like that. Someone from such a different background and atmosphere, so there's a fellowship there.
Anybody that, any place that provides an opportunity for access to plants is good.
Teach me about some indoor plants.
Some more.
We got an indoor plant.
We do. And this is an interesting one. So again, we're dealing with the sun and with the heat here. And we just met our friend from Texas. She's all about some beautiful foliage plants inside her home. This is an asparagus fern.
Cool.
So
I love the texture.
Isn't that fantastic?
You can just touch this all day.
It is beautifully. It looks soft and it feels soft. Interesting plant. It makes a great house plant. And Art, this is a perennial outside here in Virginia. This will come back, and it will grow in shade or sun. This is our great, wonderful.
What's the botanical name?
It's Splengeri. This is an asparagus fern. Splengeri is flowers. Little white flowers will develop on it, and little orange berries. It's a very interesting plant.
So if you're inviting this inside,
yes,
where would you put it?
Pretty much anywhere in your home. It just needs
how
a nice.
often would you water it? And this is a pot sleeve that you've got.
It is, and I know what you're about to do.
No, I'm not going to.
Good restraint.
I mean, I can see it there.
Good restraint, Art. Yes, yeah.
I can see the roots there, so that satisfies me.
Good. Most any place in your house would do. Low light or bright light. Doesn't need a lot of water. That's why I chose him today. We're dealing with plants that love the hot sun. And this is a good plant in our home. So we went on vacation for a week or so. This will be fine. He's totally good. We've left him in the apartment to fend for himself. Isn't it neat?
You know what I said? I really like plants that the more you look at them, the more there is to see. And whether you look at it from here or you get close up, and it's actually looks like a forest.
Isn't it neat? Yeah.
And you get right in it. Like you need like little action figures.
Isn't that
little
fun?
Figurines inside there.
Yeah. He's a neat plant. You can see the new growth coming out on him, and that's just a fun plant.
Is there anything edible about asparagus fern?
Not that I'm aware of. No. Yeah, probably not the best common name for it, but the foliage is very soft, and willowy like the foliage of an asparagus.
It is. It feels like you could take it off and use it as a loofah or something.
Sure, yeah. I'd like you to give that a go tonight in your shower. But a super fun plant. inside or outside, either way, it'll do.
Wow. Thank you, Kendahl, for sharing your plants with us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope folks at home will please share with us all of their beautiful, amazing finds that they come across. Maybe there's a really awesome little garden shop near where you live, and we'd like to hear about it.
Anything. We'll respond.
Absolutely.
All right, that's all we got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have
Bye-bye.
fun.